We now have another guest in the studio, and this is the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, the Honorable Aden Duale. Good morning, Mheshimiwa.
Morning.
Karibu sana.
Ramadan Kareem.
That's what I was about to tell you, Ramadan Kareem.
Yes.
How is the Mfungo taking you?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kabisa.
So now I think the 8th day, 9th day. So we are moving.
Very good.
Yes.
You're used to doing
We are praying
this.
for the country and everybody.
It's important to do this. It's important. Karibu sana, Mheshimiwa. Before we get into the mix of the conversation, let CT give you the day's proverb. It's from the DRC.
Yes, this is our final day of proverbs from the DRC.
Yes.
Friendship does not need pepper to cry.
Friendship does not need pepper to cry.
No.
What do you understand from that, CS?
That you don't need true friendship. It's in the heart. You don't need to rub pepper into your eyes and fake
Fake tears.
Crocodile tears. Friendship must be a true friendship. Is the one that is in the heart.
When your friend is in pain,
Yes.
you will feel the pain.
You don't even need to cry.
You will feel
The
the
whole
pain.
body will feel.
When your friend is happy, you'll also be as joyful as they are.
And not because our troops are in DRC Congo.
I was-
I didn't have a prayer. I've never heard of this. But it's a good one.
He knew that you were coming,
No.
and that's why he came up with this particular one
Yeah.
from the DRC, and this particular one about friendship.
Mheshimiwa, these proverbs are prepared weeks in advance, in fact. But everyone who comes here, you see now, what you've just said is now what confirms the veracity of proverbs. Because they can be applied to almost any situation. You can be in one situation and a proverb is uttered and you can see exactly where it fits in. Yes.
So this is one particular
This is one
case.
of them, yes.
Okay. Mheshimiwa, how are troops doing in the DRC?
Oh, it's a very complex theater, but we're managing. At least our objectives were 3, so I think 2 we're doing very well. We have opened the humanitarian corridors, so humanitarian assistance is flowing in those eastern part of DRC. Our second mandate was under ICRAF, was to make sure that we protect civilians, population. We are doing that to a great extent. We have neutralized the situation now, but still we have few skirmishes between M23 and the other armed groups. And then we are also giving chance to the peace process. Ours is a military track, so the peace process, the Luanda process, the Nairobi process by the former president. But it's a very complex, DRC is very complex for a number of reasons. One, there are over 100 different armed groups. Then there is a regional politics, you know, the politics between Rwanda, DRC, Uganda, and many others. And then Congo is a huge country with huge resources, so the players and both internationally and locally and regionally who have other interests are very complex. But I think now East Africa Regional Force is now, I think, 85% complete in terms of deployment. We're only waiting for Uganda and partly South Sudan to deploy in their areas.
How long do you give this, our troops, our boots being on the ground in DRC?
We have asked for 6 months to 1 year. Now I think we're about to finish the 6 months, but we took time to deploy. So basically we are there 3 months, 3.5 months. But we have a moral duty as a country, not only in DRC but in our region, to make sure that there's peace and security in our area. So we can't look at it. We can't just walk out of DRC.
It can't be that because it's now 1 year. We go home. We have
Yes,
to stay until the job gets done.
Yes. Just like Somalia, we went there 15 years ago, and now we are there. And every day we ask. But you see, for the first time, if you look at the other side of Somalia, there's very good development. Now, for the first time, you see a Somali national force coming to the theater fighting Al-Shabaab. It was not there before. So I think all the troop contributing countries and the international partners, the US, the UK, Turkey, the Gulf states who are training and contributing in fourth generation, Now we see the results. Yeah, and then now we have a government led by Hassan Sheikh that has a political will on security and fighting against Al-Shabaab, closing their taps, financial taps, fighting them ideologically, going to the front. For the first time, I think Al-Shabaab is under pressure. They used to be the aggressors in most of the instances, but now they're under pressure. So there's some development, better than before.
Interesting to see.
Yeah.
Waziri, I'm just still a little bit on the DRC issue. Kenya going in to DRC, is it to bring about a situation of peace that would foster development and then stability in the region? Whereas when we look at the political side of things, previously people who have gone into DRC have done so that they can now tap into these resources that you've mentioned. So which one is it from where Kenya's policy is on going into DRC? Is it playing Big Brother to really make sure that peace and stability is maintained in the region for development?
Number one, Kenya, we are not there by ourselves. We have gone there based on the decision of the heads of state of the East Africa community, which DRC is a member, at their summit, I think last year, in the previous administration, which decided that they must deploy to do three things: open up corridors of humanitarian corridors, protect civilians, and make sure that they disarm and carry a disarmament program on the 100+ different armed groups. But when we went to that theater, the theater now is very complex. I mean, there are many competing regional interests, international interests. Every country, many countries in the European Union have interest because it was a former Belgium colony. The French have interest. So what is the stake at Kenya? I mean, apart from those three main objectives that I have said, we also have an economic interest because DRC used the port of Mombasa. There's a huge trade between Kenya and DRC. Kenyan key banks are the main financial hubs in that country. KCB has a very huge presence. Equity Bank has a huge presence. There's a very huge Kenyan population in DRC doing business. So outside helping the DRC government in maintaining law and order and protecting civilians, which is an obligation of the East Africa, is one of the obligations under the articles of the East Africa Community Protocol, then I think we have an economic interest. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
A big one.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.